Hello, family. Welcome to Your Vegan Goddess. Hope you've been having a happy Black History Month, February. You know, this is the shortest month of the year, but it's a wonderful, the best month of the year, celebrating our ancestors and all the wonderful contributions they have made in the New World. Of course, the list goes on, and our existence in America is only like a small chapter of our greater history from the beginning of time. So this is going to be short and sweet. So I hope all you guys are having a great time reading a lot of good books and interesting books. What book am I reading? Well, I'm reading Amos Wilson's book, Black on Black Violence, how that's, nothing's by accident. It's a design, how that is designed and how the system, the empire, the dominators use that against us and create it and whatnot. So that's all I really had to say. But I hope you're doing in your groups discussing our situation in this part of the world and what we need to do so that we become a very unified, powerful group, and that I know I've been listening to a lot of the discussions on the Twitter. And a lot of stuff, a lot of how do I say that, microaggressions and a lot of animosity and it's like when they say when you drink, drunk person takes a drink, it becomes like a truth serum. It's like somebody took a drink of some vodka or something. And it's a truth serum. It's all coming out. All the dirt is coming out, but that's good. Because it's good for you to know how people really feel about you, because everybody can put on a nice shiny face, when they want something, when they have a ulterior motive. Now, like everybody say, all skin folks ain't kin folks. Everybody that smile at you ain't your friend, okay? And everybody that look like you don't think like you. So I think that's where we are now. And it's all been a great learning experience, because I know my first interaction with people from various countries, especially since I was born in 1956 and I came up in the 60s, and I got a chance to see, to evolve from, colored and Negro to Afro-American to, on and on to what we have now. So, and at one time we were really, amazed to see people come from different lands looking like us, thinking that was going to increase our power. But as it turns out, everybody doesn't think the same, because people don't experience what you experience. So that's the point I'm trying to make. I think it's a great time for us to reflect on where we are and where we need to go. And, we need to do our organizing. And with the various groups that you feel that you relate to, it could be your yoga club, your card game members. As long as you're trying to understand the politics and where we are and know our history, get that somewhere in the game and start reading some books and exchanging ideas, then I think we have a fair chance. We need to talk about this, make plans, educate our people. There's a lot of different organizations out there that you can learn from. I've been listening to a lot of them and evaluating what they've been saying. But I have read a lot of the books, by Amos Wilson, the Blueprint of Black Power, How Europe Undeveloped Africa, Kwame Nkrumah's books. The list goes on and on and on. There's lots of books to read. A lot of people don't think that's important, but reading books about your history is very important, because a lot of people just talk and they don't have any background as to what's going on, and they don't really understand. Some people just say a lot of stuff that comes out of their mouth without really having a lot of background as to what's going on and how it affects us, because you have to look at it not only what's going on now, but what's going to happen 100 years from now, 150 years from now, what our little children are going to be experiencing. So, yeah. So that's all I basically had to say about the whole deal, is that we need to have more political education and, political education and how the politics of food works and everything like this, and how food is used as a weapon against us in various ways and whatnot. And, yeah. that's what I've been doing, reading some other books here. I will share that information with you shortly. But I just want to put my 2 cents in about those FBA Twitter wars that I'm hearing online. And I'm just like, I'm not surprised by any of that. None of that. Because I have experienced that personally with my own ears in various situations that I have purposely put myself in. People from, the Caribbean or the continental Africans saying a lot of rotten stuff. So that doesn't surprise me. It doesn't hurt my feelings because, it's good to know who people are. And that's not saying that's everybody. It might be a certain segment, that feels this way, but that's fine. It's good to get all that stuff out so you know what you're working with, and that way you don't have to make any mistakes going forward. So like the FBA or B1 is one unified force, which I think is very good. Very, very good. Of course, Pan-Africanism would be great. It's wonderful too. But a lot of times it's kind of like a family. A family has to get their house cleaned up. They got to get their minds right on the right perspective so that we can have this journey to get to this, our destination, the goal at hand, which is, to end the system of domination by the usual suspects. That's all I'm going to say. But anyways, I know you guys are reading a lot of great books on Black History Month and analyzing them and having great discussions with one another and the current events and how they tie in and how the past events tie into what we're going through now. So you have a full understanding of what's going on so nobody can come with you and running some game, talking some stuff to you, like saying you don't work hard enough and you lazy and stuff like that. We know all that where that's coming from, okay? But it's okay, though. It's good to get it all out so everybody know where they stand and you know where you stand with everybody else. That's a good thing. It's all good. But that's all I had to say. So keep doing your studying, your reading, your writing, doing your organizing. You need to organize really tight here. Get together with all our people with the same mind frame, of unity and self-love for those who look like us. Like I always say, love those who look like us. And if you have any room left over, then you can love somebody else. That's basically what it is. Because there's no sense of going around loving everybody. It doesn't make sense. If you don't love yourself and those who look like you and those who had the same experience with you within a designated time frame of 500 years and in this place we call United States and experience what our ancestors experienced on those killing fields in the plantations of America, and they can't understand that, then that's fine. We need to have those people separate from us. They already separate from us. They already have their own communities, which is fine and which is wonderful. That's the way it's turned out to be, but that's okay. So what we need to do is what we're doing now. I think it's a great idea, having these conversations and figuring out what we're going to do from this point on, as an organized unit, educationally, teaching our young women, young men, and children our history that we start, we've been here before the invaders came in. We're going to be here after. Only if we organize and educate about our history and mobilize to make the kind of society we want, because the society we have right now is not a healthy one. Not for us and not for the other animals and the plants in the whole world. So getting rid of the dominators is, and their systematic and their morals and values and belief systems, we need to let that go because it hasn't done anything for us. It's not doing anything for the planet except destroying us and the planet. We're one with the animals and the planet. We're one. We're nature itself because we were the first one that came from nature. We are nature. So we do have to make a effort to understand our history and don't let any outsiders come in and tell us about ourselves, because we know ourselves better than anybody knows us. Okay, and I do have great confidence in us that we will march on and be together and work and walk as a cohesive group. And it's good to have great discussions and get through this. And, like I said, I think discussions and people saying what they really feel is good. Don't hide it. Come on out and say it. Because when people tell you who they are, that's an old cliche, but I like it. When people tell you who they are and show you who they are, you better believe them. They telling you who they are. So, it's nothing to get sad about or depressed about, but it helps you because that way you know who your enemies are. And that way you don't have it won't be confused. You won't be, you understand why they're like that because, they willingly choose to be, willingly ignorant because they feel it's in their best benefit as an individual to get the individual gains of the system of capitalism, racism, white supremacy, could call it dominators, whatever name you want to call it, but we know what it is. The usual suspects. So that being said, my people, those who we're on the same vibration, let us learn our history in every aspect there is to learn about it, the past, present, and stepping towards the future. And then we want to organize in special groups, whatever group you may be. It could be your church, your ladies club, your men's club, your pool team, your something that you do online, your yoga, knitting club, whatever it may be. Get together with them and talk politics and do some reading and educate ourselves. Then we can mobilize ourselves as a one unit walking forward. That's all I had to say. And what's a great book to read? Yeah, I think a good book to read that I've been reading now is one about Amos Wilson's book, Black on Black Violence. And it gets a really good understanding of why we are sometimes antagonistic towards each other, okay, and what's causing this and where the root cause of it comes from. Okay, that's all I got to say for right now. I'm working on some things that I'm going to share with you, but I just want to say happy Black History Month. I know it's a short month, but it's a mighty strong month. Short and sweet, but let's have Black History 24/7, 365 every day, reading all the time, studying and discussing, and taking action, positive action to change our situation so we can be one unit walking forward as a organized people whose destiny is in our own hands and not in the hands of some dominator, invader, and those who want to be junior partners with them. Either willingly or unwillingly want to be junior partners. We know who those are. Okay, that's it. And hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up, share, and if you like, you can give me opinion. Give me your opinion on whatever you feel the subject at hand. Okay? All right, family. That's it. Have a good one.